good evening, good afternoon, depending upon when you're listening to this podcast. This is Kunal Sok, and you have tuned into FC Social Echo, a platform specially curated and designed for all the poets, storytellers, and musicians who can put their talent on display and help all of us reflect on the society. This podcast is brought to you by Frowning a theatre production and a YouTube channel which, if you have not checked yet, please do go ahead and check it out, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Alright, without wasting any more time, let's get started with today's podcast. Life, which is a crazy ride of emotions, and it's all about the experiences that we have. It's said that we are as good as the experiences. The experience of trying something new just makes us a little more grown up, a little more wiser. If we win something in our life, it brings us positivity, happiness. At the same time, if we lose something, that introduces us to the emotion of sadness or maybe depression, which definitely ain't good but necessary for living this life, which is nothing but at the end a series of experiences. You know, we tend to cling on all the good experiences and forget the bad ones. But the truth is, the bad ones actually are important, as they teach us a lesson that helps us live our lives in a better way. So many things happen around us. We meet so many people, we observe so many things. We need to learn how to keep our eyes open and absorb each and everything that happens around us, because that's what defines our life. Well, this thought reminds me of a poem by Shaoni. In her poem, she uses some really simple words to help us see life from her perspective. So let's hear her poem out.
The afternoon sun streamed in through grilled windows, on the bedsheet, on the dog-eared book, illuminating that line that reverberated in her mind. She went back to the ceiling, to the fan blades. She repeated the line. It filled her with pleasures strange, like the burst of a grape on the tongue, like the chocolate that melted in the mouth, like the first rays of the sun, like the song of a bird unknown. The odor of wet sand, the recounting of petals, dried or not, the whiff of first love, watching it dawn from miles away, the smell of his hair, his eyes fixed on the ketchup on her nose, the radiant smile of knowing just that moment faded away, or did it? The afternoon sun made her want to go back and correct what went amiss, the deliberately silenced dreams, the irrevocably poisoned thoughts, the slow death of all she once wanted. That afternoon sun had something in store for her. She knew it by its odor, by the way the sun went down with certain hopes, by the empty grounds that echoed with the voices lost, by the sudden urge to rebuff everything that's rational. The pigeon that took refuge on the balcony grills had come back. That afternoon took her back miles into the dead past, to a heap of broken images and ashen photographs, to the fire in her wings, to the phoenix she was. That afternoon the pigeon had come back.
Just two words: simple and relatable. I can't count how many times I would have just stared at the fan lying on my bed, thinking about life, people, etc. And the number of times I must have just sat in my balcony staring at the sunset, remembering old conversations, old experiences. This poem just made me realize how such small and simple moments in our life are important. You know what? I can't wait to know what inspired Shaoni to write this poem.
So this piece is basically an amalgamation of two shorter pieces that I have put together because they sprung from the same incident, and this was written over a span of like 3 days. We had a pigeon nest in our balcony, and a few days after the babies were born, the mama pigeon had left the nest and the babies were not yet ready to fly. We could like see their little heads bobbing out of the nest, and we were really desperate to know where the mama pigeon had left or how to help them, and we couldn't. But the mama pigeon came back and the babies learned to fly in like a day or so because we were really trying to look at the nest and understand what's going on. So we know this very well, and I just looked back and realized that there are so many things in life that goes amiss and not according to plan, and as much as we desperately try to correct everything that did not go according to plan, it also makes us who we are today. And that nostalgia or looking back might not necessarily be a bad thing. Maybe we come out as stronger individuals out of that.
Yep, that's really well put. There are a lot of things that happen in our lives which we don't plan for or which we never account for. Such things at times put our lives upside down and makes us wonder what went wrong and how we could have stopped it. But you know what? It's not always in your hands, or it's not always your mistake. But as they say, life is a game which you need to keep playing and learn how to dodge or overcome all the obstacles that come in your way. That doesn't mean we should take life for granted, okay? We need to be responsible for everything that we say or everything that we do, because if not us, it might impact someone else or someone else's life. This next poem that I have for you all is really touching and will take you back to all those news articles or reports that you must have read a few months ago. Talking about an incident where one action or a community's action impacted not only their lives but many lives around. Let's hear this poem out by Shwetha.
The earth charred, the air smoked, the sky red, rising temperatures and parched land. While most humans sought rescue or fled, it's the animals now lay dead. The koalas, the emus, the joeys and roos, burnt, suffocated, asphyxiated in millions and counting, while the rest of the world just watched in dread. It's the animals now lay dead. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide from the raging, engulfing fire on their hide. Trapped in fencings, helpless and distraught. It's the animals now lay dead. Humans responsible for climate change, humans responsible for temperature rise, humans responsible for all the wreckage and carnage. But alas, it's the animals now lay dead.
This poem gives me goosebumps. Just thinking about thousands and millions of animals who lost their life at the cost of our greed and our desire to rule this planet. Let's just hear it from Shwetha what she has to say about the reason behind her writing this powerful poem.
A massive bushfire, 1 million animals dead. As we humans continue to expand, we forget the impact this has on the earth. Pollution, global warming, climate change, even extinction of entire species. This poem was written not too long ago during the Australian fire. Apart from a few altruistic acts, millions of animals died. cubs and joeys orphaned, their habitat destroyed. As the most evolved species on this planet, lest we forget, the earth belongs to all living creatures. Through this poem, I hope to remind people of their responsibility towards our planet. For our actions and inactions affect every other living species too.
The earth belongs to many more species than only humans, and we need to remember it. Thank you so much, Shwetha, for writing such a beautiful yet powerful poem. I hope we do think twice before our next action and make sure we don't negatively impact ours or others' life. Well, these poems are definitely gonna make me think a lot about a lot of things that are happening in my life. I hope these poems help you reflect on the society and your surroundings as well, because that's the main point of FC Social Echo. With this, we have come to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let us know in the comment section below what you think about this podcast. Do not forget to like and share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Frowning Clown, because guys, it's free of cost, and plus you'll get amazing podcasts and videos in future. If you want to be part of these podcasts, fill out the Google form attached in the description below. And until next time, keep smiling and let the clown do the frowning. Bye bye.